The American student who fell into a coma while in North Korean custody and who was returned home last week has died. Correspondent Kristin Fisher brings us this late-breaking story, including allegations of physical abuse by the regime in Pyongyang. Good evening, Kristin.
James, this awful announcement came straight from Otto's family. They say he died around 2:20 this afternoon, surrounded by his family. He'd been in a state of unresponsive wakefulness ever since he was brought back from North Korea last week. His family says, quote, when Otto returned to Cincinnati late on June 13th, he was unable to speak, unable to see, and unable to react to verbal commands. He looked very uncomfortable, almost anguished. Although we would never hear his voice again, within a day, the countenance of his face changed. He was at peace. He was home, and we believe he could sense that. Well, as for his captors, the North Koreans, today his family said this, quote, unfortunately, the awful, torturous mistreatment our son received at the hands of the North Koreans ensured that no other outcome was possible beyond the sad one that we experienced today. Now, when Otto arrived back in the U.S., his doctors said that he'd suffered severe brain damage, likely due to lack of oxygen, but it wasn't clear exactly what caused it. Otto had spent nearly a year and a half imprisoned in North Korea. He'd been sentenced to 15 years hard labor for, according to the North Koreans, stealing a propaganda poster. The world watched his tearful confession. He was just 21 at the time, and he was wearing a jacket that made it home to the U.S. with him. Here's his father speaking to reporters last week.
I'm able to wear the jacket that he wore when he gave his confession. I'm not confessing, I'm speaking, but Otto, I love you and I'm so crazy about you, and I'm so glad you're home. You are such a great guy.
Now, at that press conference, Otto's father also praised President Trump for the role that his administration played in bringing his son home. And just moments ago, the president released a statement about Otto's passing. He offers his deepest condolences to the family, and then he said this, quote, Otto's fate deepens my administration's determination to prevent such tragedies from befalling innocent people at the hands of regimes that do not respect the rule of law or basic human decency. The United States once again condemns the brutality of the North Korean regime as we mourn its latest victim. James?
Otto Warmbier was 22 years old. Kristin Fisher, thank you so much.